Hi guys, welcome to another Freehand Friday here on the Crafty YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing freehand flowers. This is something I really got into doing, just freehand with watercolour blocks or Inktense blocks. So what I'm doing now is I'm having a play with them with Dylusions. So my sunflower still needs work, I have to be honest. I'm not entirely happy with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some cone flowers today. So we're going to flip this page over and get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, like I said, we're going to be using our Dylusions to do these today. But what we're going to do first is we are going to sketch them out. Now for this, I'm going to use just a black watercolour pencil. Now with this, you don't, if you want to use a reference picture, you can. If you want to use more the colour of that you want to be using, you can do that as well. But it's just loose. Don't worry about it too much. I'm actually sketching a little bit there. We want to do a bit more looseness, I think. Maybe another petal coming out of here, and then like the one we've just shown you, I'm going to go do another bell. Not bell, cone here, and again, and just to set out where you want your petals to be. They really don't have to be perfect, because that's not the look we're going for. I did forget to say at the beginning, I have got 2 cups of water. The Dylusions ink is really intense, and I sometimes find you use a lot of it and you can make your water really muddy. So I do have 2 cups of water ready to go. So if you've only got one, go and get another one. Give us a pause and go and get another one, because we're going to do another sort of stringy. I'm going to round that one off a little and whatever. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our water. Oh, I haven't put any stems in, have I? Do you know what? So I'm going to do this one. I'm going to bend them sort of round on themselves this time, I think that's quite cool, isn't it? And then, so I'm going to grab my palette, and I have put some Dylusions spray in from when I was playing earlier. Okay, and we're just going to add some water to where we're going to go first. All right, and then I'm going to put in, oh, some brown's got in me lemon, but that's all right. A little bit of the lemon zest to start with, and I am being very tentative with it, because I do tend to go too far right at the beginning. I can't lie. Okay, and then we're going to put in some more here. Okay, and feel absolutely free to get in your heat gun at any time. Give it a waft, dab up any excess water that you're worried is just too much. Okay, but the other thing to do is don't panic. Okay, so I'm washing off my brush in that one. I think I might add in a little bit of this brown. So I'm going to go with a slightly water brush. This is the melted chocolate. I'm going to dab some melted chocolate in there as well. Okay, and maybe a little bit more. I'll dry my brush off a little. I'll drop my painty towel. A little bit more of the orange, which is a Tangerine Dream. Okay. So the other thing we want to do is we don't want too solid an edge. All right, so we're going to wash off the colour from our brush as best we can, and drain that off. And then we're going to get some fresh water and just go, you can see it's still a bit orange, but that's all right. I'm just going to go around the outside. Okay, not loads. You know, we don't want it touching everywhere, but every now and then we're just going to touch it a little bit to where we're painting. Okay, so just in those little places there. And then just create that little bit of a frame. Okay, so now I'm actually going to pour me out some more lemon zest, because I do just want lemon zest. Okay, and I've obviously poured my melted chocolate into it at some point when I was practicing, or I didn't hold my palette very level. Okay, so we're going to go in, but I'm going to add some of that to another bit and add some more water to it. Water it down slightly, because like I say, it's so easy, I think, with your Dylusions ink because they're so intense. I mean, they are so intense. You can just add too much so easily. And we know I am a too much enthusiast, you know, more is more and all that jazz when it comes to ink and colour and what have you, aren't I? So again, we're going to rinse that off. And then we're going to come in with some green that I've just reactivated from my last Freehand Friday. And we're going to come in and do those stems that we drew in earlier. Right, but again, we're going to rinse that off. We're going to add in some colour that I was hoping would be cleaner. And I'll tell you what, let me grab a clean brush. And, oh, that wasn't clean either. This is going exceedingly well. Maybe it's best just to water it down. Just to water it down. I think that's the best place we're at right now. Just keep. But the thing is, don't panic. It's all fine. Just going to add in a little bit. Like I say, luckily, I believe more is more. So it's fine. What I want to do, though, is just keep a little bit of white working behind those petals. That's the most important thing. What I might do, though, is just add a little bit more of the green in a couple of areas so we can add in some more leafy looks. I'll tell you what I'm going to do as well. I'm going to reactivate a little bit of blue, maybe, and put them down. And the good thing is, if you think, well, that's a bit much, what you're going to do is rinse that off as best you can. And we're going to add some more water. And you can lift it off if you want. That's totally okay. But that's all right. We're going to leave those like that. Okay. Now, whilst these are still a bit wet in places, what we're going to do is we're going to take the black pencil we were using earlier and I'm going to dip that in my water. Okay. And we're going to, again, loosely go around. So we're going to go around the cone at the top. Then we're going to go around our petals. Okay. And you could use a yellow pencil, you could use an orange pencil. The pencil I'm using is part of a watercolour pencil set that I won't lie, I found, like I say, during the pandemic, when I was tidying my craft room. That was probably the last time I gave it a good time. I do clear down my desk occasionally, but it doesn't go all the way. So we're going to go right and we're going to add, yeah, we need a bit more around that cone, don't we? Marvellous. And then we're going to come down into, so this is a water soluble pencil. So you could use a watercolour pencil, you could use an Inktense. They'd be cool. But the whole point is they don't have to be like super expensive ones. You can get, just funky cool ones. Right, and just have a play. Okay, so I'm using the side, so it's actually gone really sort of dark, but that's all right. That's okay. Now from here, I'm going to go back to my narrower brush. Okay, and I'm going to go back into the Tangerine Dream and start adding in a little bit more Tangerine Dream in some areas. This would look really good in pinks and your purples. But I'm not massively in practice with my flowers at the minute. I need to practice some more. And my concern is with the green and my purple, I'd end up making mud by accident. So you do have to be careful if you're using your complementary colours, not to mix them up too much, because otherwise you get mud. And I'm, like I say, I'm not as practiced as I once was. So we're just going to go in. And now what I am going to do is I'm just going to take in a bit of that dark black pencil in this bottom area. I might even add a little bit more of my melted chocolate. Okay. And then you can add in some more pencil, but I think I was quite heavy-handed with it the first time. So what I might do is take some more green and just sort of work into these sort of leaves that we've created. I think it's quite pretty. Okay, now, I have to be honest, now I am going to dry it off. So So we're going to give that a quick dry with our heat tool. I say a quick dry, I've got it quite wet. So what I am going to do is I'm going to pause and come straight back to you once it's dry. And I'm back. I won't lie, did get bored, did dab some up because this bit was really, really wet. Oh, look, there's still a puddle there, but that's okay because I'm actually going to get it wet again. Okay, we're going to take our small brush. Okay, and we're going to do my favourite thing. So we're going to take the sort of undiluted colour and we're going to sprinkle. Okay, because of what I'm doing, I'm going for the light ones first and I'm going to go in with the lemon zest. Okay, I'm then going to go in with the tangerine dream. Okay, run that off. I'm going to pick up some of this blue, just add a couple of those, and then maybe some of this green. Okay, again, I'll probably overdo it, that's absolutely fine. I'm also going to take my mini mister, which is just a range of mini mister, and do a couple of spritzes, so a couple of them do spread a little. Okay, and then I'm going to heat set that again before I start adding in some highlights with my Posca. Okay, so for example, you can see, I'll talk about this while we're drying. You can see, for example, on this cone here, we've got these two light marks that have been left. Now, to be honest, a lot of the time I would like to leave more white than that, but I'm overzealous. What can I say? I absolutely love it. So what I'm going to do here then is I'm going to put that back in with the white Posca pen. So I'm going to shape my Posca whilst I'm drying. This definitely counts as multitasking, I think. Okay. And then we're going to add in just a little bit of white up here. Now, I will say this, because you're using your Dylusions, they will pick up, your Posca will sort of wick some of the colour in, but I actually think that works. It keeps it a more natural highlight in a way. If you want to keep it more white, what I would recommend is leaving it overnight to really properly dry. You'll never get it as dry heat setting as you will leaving it overnight. So maybe add in a few highlights on the darker orange sections, which I know seems daft because we've just put those darker sections in. But, you know, this is freehand and fun. It's a watercolour. It's not supposed to be an absolute mimic of what it is, you know. And put a couple of highlights in there. And then we're going to take our charcoal pencil that we were working with before, and we're going to put our initials down the bottom here. So I'm going to go B, J, T. Okay. And those are your freehand cone flowers. Please have a go and please show us in the Be Crafty Stamps group on Facebook. And I hope you loved this Freehand Friday, and I can't wait for next week's either. Bye.